connection manager, and in the data flow it will extract the data from that file. So I'm just doing it. Continue. Now with this copy 3, it was extracting the data, and now it has extracted the next file. It will again continue. So one by one it is extracting the data from the Excel sheet and pushing this data to the destination, which means to that SQL table which we have used in this. It is in Excel 5. Now on order demo data. Now in next it will be on the Sunday. It should be on the Sunday. Yes, it is on Sunday. So now it's finished. Like it has executed all the Excel sheet here. Okay. So now is it clear like how the for each is working? It is doing nothing but it is passing that path to the variable. That's it. And now we are using that variable to the Excel connection manager, which means we are dynamically changing the connection to the Excel sheet by parameterizing this Excel connection. And how we did that? Just right click on it, and when you go to this properties, there you will find an option to write an expression. Okay, so hold a second. Okay, for that we have to stop this package. Or we have this properties window here. Okay, so this is the property window of the Excel sheet, Excel connection, and here in the expression we have, click on plus, we have this. So we are passing the Excel file path using this variable. So we are directing this Excel manager to connect to the file using this variable. Find the path of the Excel sheet, and for that use this variable to locate that file. Okay.
Okay. What is this? I mean, the variable name is file name, right?
Yes.
What is this user and
okay.
2 semicolon does?
Okay. So to configure, I'm just deleting it. Okay. So when we design expression here, okay. So here we are just write this thing variable and send parameters which we created in our package. So it will list out the variables. User means these are the variables from the user end, which means we created these variables, and there will be some system variables also. Okay, so for that we are not going to
differentiate between the system and user variables. We are using that user.
Yes, exactly. And when we drag this file path to the expression thing, okay, so by default it takes at the rate. Okay, so we are not doing anything. It by default you may call it as a like it is the method of writing in SSIS. So when we click on evaluate, which means it will evaluate the output from this variable. Okay, so when you click, so it will see it. Now you will see here the evaluated value, which means what is stored inside this variable is this. Okay. So is it clear like how we are doing the things with parameter with the for each loop container?
Yeah, but if you don't mind, can you explain once again that configuration settings of for each loop?
Yes, exactly.
Just go through it. No need of like completely explaining it, but just go through it.
Okay, wait a second. I will adjust it to the right and we'll stop it. Yes, so you will drag this for each from the right side as you can see here, and to configure it, just simply double click on the header of that for each container. Okay, and here in general you will simply provide the name. You can name anything here, and you can provide some more description. Okay, so in general there is nothing to configure, but in collection. Here we have different modes. If we, for now, for present situation, we have configured, which means we have enabled the mode. We have different modes of the enumerator. Enumerator means it will execute, it is like pointer. Okay, so as we know in SQL is like pointers and cursors. Okay, so we are saying to iterate or to use the cursor in this mode, which means for file enumerator, which means it will go to the file folder and whatever there is. Okay, so execute for each file. Okay, so that's why it will just sense the file, not the data from the file. Okay, so we will just we will only tell this for each loop to where to look. Okay, so it will you need to provide this folder path. Okay, so we provided that to this folder you have to iterate or you have to look the files, and in the next column we provided like you start with orders, like each file should have the orders in the first name, which means for the these are the starting letters, and star means let it be anything, and after that, which means after dot, the format should be this. Okay, and we know we have guided like how will you iterate the files. Okay, and after that, if you find a file with these conditions in this folder, you simply copy the file path of that file. Okay, so fully qualified means it will copy that file path. Okay, and if you enable this traverse subfolders, then it will further go inside a folder if there is some more folder is there. Okay.
Okay. What is
And
the exact difference between a fully qualified and the name and extension?
so as you can see the name, it is saying like if we enable this name and extension, so it will not copy the path. As you can see here, where will I
Oh,
show you?
good. Only the name and extension
So
of that file will be
exactly,
copied.
exactly. At present, we configure to copy this thing, whole file path, which means on which disk drive, on which folder the path is located. Okay, and if we enable the name and for the extension, so it will only copy this thing. Okay, and
Okay.
if we enable the name only, so it will copy this part only, and it will only just read this thing only. Okay, so
Okay.
it's coming back to this. Okay, and now after reading this thing, it you have to provide a variable to which it will pass these information. So we just saying this thing, we are just configuring variable mapping. Okay, so we are saying like you collected this information, fully qualified path, and pass this information to this variable. That's it, and there is no other configuration which we are doing it for this file for each loop. Okay, expression there maybe if you go in deep, then you will find how to use this expression thing. But for the simple work or for the simple task as for file iteration, you need to do only this much of configuration. Okay, so the work of this for is to read the file and pass it to this variable, the information which we are asking through this for each. Okay, it is the same thing. The difference between for loop and for each loop is like it is dynamically deciding the number of loops from the number of the files. Okay, and if you use the for loop, then we are configuring it to up to which number you have to execute, up to which number you have to rerun.
So the
Okay.
exact difference between for each loop and for loop is for loop you will define like how many times you want to run that thing process or
Exactly,
something.
exactly.
For each loop, automatically whatever the files, I mean whatever the files which will satisfy the condition, I mean file name we have given, so it will repeat that process for those files.
Yes, and for those numbers of file. Suppose there are 6 files, then it will execute for six
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is only for this mode. as I was saying, it has different modes of iteration. We have configured it for file enumerator. There is a EDO enumerator. Okay, in that we pass
Actually, I
something
have
like.
few questions here. Can I ask now?
Mhm. Mhm.
So whatever this for each loop, so we can do in a particular folder itself, right?
Yes, if we are selecting this, the mode should be the file enumerator. Then
Okay.
only it will go to the disk and it will look for the files.
So is there any settings or something if I add a new file into the folder, then this
Mhm.
process should run. So is there any
No, it
uh,
will not automatically start.
okay,
Okay,
you have to.
for reschedule it, or for that you have to rerun this package. So it will not automatically sense that, oh yes, there is a new file run. Okay, so it will not do like that. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, for that kind of work, we just reschedule these things. Like we will schedule this package to our agent, SQL Server agent, to run on hourly basis. Okay,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so it will run for hourly. It will check if if we have added any new file, then it will automatically read the data from that file.
Okay.
Okay, so no worries. For each loop you understood up to this point, it's good. For the first time, most of the people find it very confusing. Okay,
Uh, okay.
and let me discuss something with EDO enumerator. So EDO enumerator is nothing. Suppose we have a set of files, like a set of numbers. Okay, suppose I have a list of numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so in that we have a list to which you have to execute. Okay, so we have list of 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. So it will execute, which means the number of execution will depend on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In a list, suppose there are 5 numbers, then it will execute for 5 times. In a list, if there are 10, so it will execute for 10 times. Okay, so EDO is something like it will uh, take values, which means if in a list, suppose there is a work list name, suppose there is a variable which stores the list of works. So suppose work list is the name of the variable, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 10 numbers. Okay, so these are the task numbers. So area enumerator will go to each task, which means to each value of that list, and it will rerun the loop for 10 times if there are 10 lists, if there are 10 numbers in list. Okay, so I haven't prepared any demo with this ADO enumerator, but just take an introduction about it. In next class, I will try to do some work with this ADO enumerator. Okay,
Can you
so just
explain one more time, like what is the exact difference between the first one and the second one?
the first file enumerator and ADO enumerator.
Yeah.
Okay, so leave it. Okay, you got the file enumerator.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so tomorrow I will prepare a quick demo on this. Okay,
Oh,
then it will be very clear to you, because I can, because everything is on variable mapping. Okay, so for
mm-hmm.
that I need to prepare a case task. Okay, and obviously we'll do a quick demo on this. Okay, then it will be very clear to you, as we did for the file enumerator. Okay, without doing demo, it will be very task. It will be very tough task for me to explain these things. Okay, so it's
Okay.
better to go with the exact demo.
Okay.
Okay, so for now you are comfortable with file enumerator of the for each loop.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. And the next task I was thinking is to do something with the uh, data flow tools. Okay, so earlier we were in the control flow tools. So list of SSIS tool changes when we switch to the window, different windows. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
in control flow we have different SSIS tools, and in data flow we have different tools here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Now we will do some quick things here, which means what are the other transformation tools. So obviously whatever we can do using SQL statement, we can do all those things here. Okay, so suppose you want to join data, then that we can do. If you want to append the data, which means to union the data, you can do here. If you want to what you can want to derive a column, then you can do. If you have case statements, which means splitting or selecting something, that we can do here. Okay, so let's do something here. I'm copying the source. Control V to make a two source. Copy means now in this data flow we have two data sources. Okay, and I want to put the data from these two source to a single destination. Okay, which means we have two data source and we want to put that data into a one common destination. Okay, so we cannot do something like this. It will generate an error because this destination is already connected with one source. So this destination will only take one source. Okay, so to combine this new source, we have something here. Merge. We have a merge here. Okay, and what we are trying to do here is, suppose we have two sets of data. Okay, and we want to append the data, which means what we want to put that data in the same destination, which means we are trying to append the data. Okay, so to append the data, what you will use in SQL, you will use a union all or a union function.
Yes.
Okay, okay, so for that we have two tools here. Here we have union all. We will drag this. Now you got the point.
Yeah.
The union all is simply taking different sources and making all source as a common output, and then we join that output from union all to the destination, as the destination can only take one input. Okay.
So no need of doing any configuration settings or something. Just we need
Now,
to just drop drag and drop that.
now when you double click on it, it will simply say like we have inputs here. We have input one source and input two source, and it is saying how it will append the data, which means the order ID will be appended to the order ID column.
Okay.
Okay, so as for now we have a source with same data format, which means same column name. So by default it selected everything on the same page, which means country is mapped with country, and in the output it is saying it is giving these columns.
Okay.
So we have two input sets, this one and this one, and how he is joining this, which means he is pulling the data from input 1 with an order ID to the input 2 with the order ID column.
Okay.
Okay, and making as a common output in order ID.
Okay.
Okay, so if names are different, then you have to configure this, that in this column what you want. Suppose I want here amount. I will click ignore, where I will also click ignore, and now I will go back to this, and here I will get a order amount, and here order ID. Okay, so if the names are different, then you need to come to this pane and you need to configure it manually. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a second. And yes, I'm just deleting it. Do you want to run this?
No, it's okay.
Okay. So we are coming to the next tool. Delete this. Okay. So as we do sorting in our SQL statement, like order by this column in ascending or descending. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So those kind of work we can do here also. Here we have a sort tool. We simply drag it here, provide input to it, okay, and connect it to the destination. And for before that, you need to configure it, like on which column it will do the sorting. I
Okay.
will select this, and output address is this, and the sorting is this, ascending or descending, whatever you want. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what is this? Sort order. I didn't exactly remember this, why we need this sort order. So next class I will let you know. Okay, so there is
Okay.
nothing big thing here. Okay, so we selected the on which column we want to place the order by clause. So we selected the order ID column on which we want to apply the sorting, and how the sorting will go in ascending or descending.
Okay.
Okay, and if you want to like remove duplicates from that, suppose if order ID is duplicated, okay, as we
Mm-hmm.
do in SQL statement, select distinct value.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is only possible with this.
Oh,
Remove
with
those
sorting
with
option.
duplicate. Okay,
Okay.
so we use this short task to remove duplicates also.
So other than sort, can we do this? I mean, distinct option can we apply?
No, that was no. For it's a like you can say is it's a tool with two works.
Okay.
Okay, because there is no dedicated tool for removing duplicates.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, I should select something. Order. Let it be default. Click OK. So now there will be no. And yes, and there is one more tool here, join. Okay, so as we do in join, like yes, to do a join, we should have two set of data, which means we should have two data source. Right, yeah. So now we will provide a condition like we have data set 1, data set 2, and we want to join the data. Okay, so for that either we need to provide like we need left join, right join, or inner join. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
let's see how we're going to do this. So we just selected the uh, we are just selecting this source and dragging it to the merge join. Now by default it will ask you to which table you want it. Okay, so either you want it to be work as a left table or as a right table. Okay, so I am keeping it as a left table. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now when we select the next, so by default it will not, it will take as a right table.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and now we double click on it to configure it. And yes, we forgot, this merge join will take input from the sorted table only, which means this data source should have shorted value.
Oh, okay. But
So in
it will
between,
affect the performance, right? I mean, if there are many
exactly,
like
exactly, exactly, exactly. If the rows are in millions, so this
yeah,
short will take, mm, it will take too much time, which means it will slow the process.
yeah.
But it's the property of this merge, like it will only take the shorted value. As you can
Mm,
see in the
yeah.
description, combine two shorted data.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so you can say it is a um, pros of the SSIS. Okay, so
Yeah, I
if
mean,
the
yeah, that is true. If there are like millions of rows,
then
generally
it will,
a company is dealing with.
for that we have a lookup. We have a new tool lookup. There are way around. Okay, so
Okay.
if you, it is not like we have this constraint, so we do not have options. We have
Okay.
some way around with it. Okay.
Okay.
So, but let's see how the merge join works. Okay.
Yeah.
So we will double click on this to apply the ordering. So I will select this by default and let the things as a default thing. Click OK. Now I will provide the input here. Okay. Now we got the configuration window. Okay. So now it will ask which join you want. Okay.
Okay.
So either you can have left, right, or full outer join. Not
Oh,
right, left, full outer, or inner. So for this demo, I'm taking inner join. Okay, and inner join, obviously we will provide the on conditions on which column it will join. So as you can see here, by default it has taken that sorted column. Okay,
mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
by default it has took that sorted order ID. Okay, that why it was asking for the sorted column. Okay,
So whatever we are sorting, it will take that.
exactly. And yes, and now in output, which columns you want from which table? Like from the left, I want order ID and order date. Okay, and from the left, I want customer name and address. As we do select in the join statements in the
What if I
SQL.
want to join on two columns? I
Sorry,
have to sort them like I have like if I want to say like two conditions in like on this
on
equal to
condition.
this and one more
Mhm.
condition. So in that case, I think we have to
For
give it sort.
for that, we need to have the those two columns should be sorted, which means for now I'm just dragging this thing to the ordered ID. So it will create a relation on that, which means we created a on condition with these. And if we try to take order date with this order date, which means we are providing a on condition. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
it will ask like this column is not sorted. So for that, uh, let's keep this thing as and go back to the short, and here we will take order date as a sorted value. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and click OK, and again come to this short, take order date, click OK, and now come back to this merge join, and now try to drag this. Have you got the point?
Mm-hmm.
Now we have joined, with two conditions. On condition, order ID from the left should be equal to order ID of the right table, and order date of the left should be equal to the order date of the second. Okay, so we have two join conditions here.
Yeah.
Okay, but for that you need to sort those two columns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And obviously after providing all these things, so which column you want in output? So we want like these two from this left table and the next two columns from the right table. Okay, so simply select OK,
Okay.
and now we'll have the output. Okay, so this LED will be obviously generate an error because the source and destination are not mapped properly. Double click on it. Now it's okay. Click OK again. It will. So delete this. Again drag and drop. Because here we are selecting limited columns, not all. We selected two columns from here and two columns from here. Okay, and earlier that destination was configured with all columns. So that's why it was generating that error. Where is destination? OLED destination. Take any order. No, not this one. Go to the mapping. Map the required thing. Okay, so by default it has matched with the column names. So we have 4 columns in the input. Okay, and after that it is mapped automatically to the required destination column. So order date is mapped to this order date in the destination, order ID is mapped with the same thing. Okay.
Okay.
So it will not generate an error now. So now you got 2, 3, 4 transformation tools here. Okay, so why we need this sort, why we need this union, and why we need this merge join. And also you know about the multicast. Okay, and you also know about this derived column.
Yeah.
And the conditional split also.
Yeah.
Okay, so all these are the simple ones and it is easy to use. And yes, as you were saying, like suppose we have a very big data, so for that workaround we will have lookup. Okay, so this tool will take at least one session complete. Okay, this is same as the for each loop, not same as, but it is not, it will be not easy to understand because there are 2-3 modes here also. We have 3 modes for the lookup. Okay. So for that we will see these things in the next class. And yes, why we need this lookup? So suppose there is a case. Okay. Are you familiar with the incremental data?
No.
Okay, so let me introduce it. So suppose there is a 10, we got 10 orders today, we will get 2 orders tomorrow, we will get 5 orders day after tomorrow. Okay, so in the same way we will have orders. Okay,
Yeah.
suppose there is a shopping site and it will get some orders on daily basis. Okay, so in that a person is doing in the same way, he is having a same Excel sheet. Okay, and here in this Excel, I'm opening it, it will just append the rows, which means it will, for new order, it will just create a new row in the bottom. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so let me open this. So suppose up to now he has this much of orders. Okay, these two control. We have 833 orders up to today. Okay, so tomorrow we will have 2 more orders, then we will have 2 more rows here.
Yeah.
Obviously. Okay, so so suppose a salesperson is simply maintaining this Excel sheet by simply adding new rows for the new orders with details. can we design an ETL that will only took the new columns, that will only take the new columns, because we know we will design a ETL to take the to read the whole data. But obviously in the next time we do not want these data because we have already taken this data to our destination. We don't want to do the things again for this data. We want to pick only new rows.
Okay.
Okay, so that we call as an incremental data loading.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so for that we will use that lookup value, lookup tool. Here we will use the lookup transformation here. That will compare like it will take a row from this Excel. Okay, suppose it will take this order 1107. Okay, and it will, before placing it to the destination, it will first seed into the destination. It will take this order ID and it will go to the destination table and it will see if this order exists in destination or not. If this order ID exists in the destination, then it will not take this row. Okay, so it's like comparing the input with the destination. If it is not there, then it will take and it will put into the destination. If this order ID is already there in the destination, then it will not take this to the destination. It will leave.
Okay.
It will not
Okay.
take this order ID.
So
Okay.
unmatched values from the destination, it will take only those rows from
Yes,
the
exactly.
input.
Those orders which are not there in the destination, it will only select the new ones only.
So it will compare each and every row or
Yes,
the last,
not a row,
the
not a
last
row.
one.
The value we will
Okay, the
configure
order
that
ID.
lookup. Yes,
Yeah.
we will configure that lookup to compare the order ID only.
Yeah,
Okay.
order ID. So it will compare each and every order ID which is there in the source, and it will compare with the orders available in the destination for
Yes,
each and
exactly. It will.
every order. Okay.
Yes, if it is not there in destination, then it will take from the input and put it into the destination table.
Okay.
Okay, so we will see in the next class like how to do this.
Okay.
Okay, so
Mm.
but I given you the introduction like what we will use. Like and the name suggests it's a lookup, which means it will look into the destination before
Mm-hmm.
placing the data into the destination.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Okay.
we will continue with this. Okay, so I want to complete the basics of the SSIS in coming 2-3 classes. Okay, so that we will move to the next SSAS part. Okay,
Okay.
so in SSAS we have two parts. One, or we can say SSAS has two modes. One is the tabular mode and another one is the multidimensional. So
Mm-hmm.
we have three things left, which means SSAS tabular, SSAS multidimensional, and the SSRS.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can think like we have four parts: SSIS, SSAS tabular, SSAS multidimensional, and SSRS. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so in from next week we will continue with the SSAS. And yes, if you find any time on weekend, then we can have a call if you want.
Yeah. Okay. I'll let you
Okay.
know if
Yes, exactly. If it is comfortable, then only.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
nothing
I'm
like that.
okay, but the thing is, why I'm not able to give you any confirmation because I don't know if like suddenly if I'll go, then I just don't want
So
to,
no worries, no worries, no worries. Let's work on the working days on. Let's have class on working days only. Okay. Let
Yeah,
the
sure.
weekend. That is the same condition is with me also. Okay. So in weekends we
Yeah.
cannot decide our time. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no
what
worries.
I can, take a time from that entire day. But the thing is, I don't know when I'll be free. So,
Okay, okay, okay.
as
No
you
issues,
are
no
in
issues.
India, I'm in US. So,
So no issues. We will continue with this 1:30 a.m. for me, and for you it will be around 2 p.m.
1:30 IST, right?
Yes.
Okay. It will be one for me anyhow, but I'm okay with that.
Okay, no issues, and we will continue on working on working days. Okay, so
Yeah.
Monday to Friday
Today,
only.
definitely I would like to install it. I will just have a word with him.
Okay, okay. So do you have that OneDrive option with you?
No,
I
that's
think
what I don't know anything about it. So I have to find that also because
let
yesterday
me
you told
open
me,
it.
right?
No,
So,
not the OneDrive. That is Google Drive. So let me open this Drive. You will when you go to this, then there you will have the shared folders. I think there is some error. No, it's opening. Okay, so when you go to this shared folder with me, okay,
mm-hmm.
there you will find a folder from the Zoom trainings.
Okay.
So I navigated to this. So there you will find it. I think so. I think they must have shared it with you. I'm not sure, but there is a folder with the XMSBI. I think it is already shared with you. As you
Oh,
can
okay.
see here, who are the members? As you can see, Kavi Nikki is already there. Okay,
No, it's there.
so this folder is already shared with you. So just go to the drive.google.com, and there in the shared with me, go to the tab, the shared with me. Okay, there you will find. And yes, I will try to place that torrent file.
Yeah, can you do that? Or like, because I can see only videos here. Oh,
Okay, yes, these are the session recordings.
yeah.
Okay, so just go to this folder, and I will place the download link here. Okay, or if I
Okay.
have some, documents, which means if I have some PDFs also, so I will share those PDFs in this folder. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Sanjay.
Okay then, bye bye.
Bye. Good night.
Okay, good night.